the future of India is good. So for any new business to come up, any new entrepreneur to come up, there is so much opportunity today in India. Anyone else wanting to enter into a business, uh, they need to focus on the new technology that has come. Because I've been a part of the dinner table conversations of this business. So I've always dreamt of this business. I've always thought of this business. So for me, I've never thought of anything else other than this business.
Welcome back to Embrace Excellence. My name is Anant and I am the National Director for CC India. Today's guest is Vishal Tibrewala, a dedicated family business leader and marketing expert steering the growth of Tibrewala Electronics Limited, a Hyderabad-based pioneer in capacitor manufacturing with a legacy dating back to 1985. Vishal combines deep industry knowledge with global education, having earned his MBA from Drexel University, and brings over 2 decades of experience to this company. Welcome, Vishal, to Embrace Excellence, and thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you, Anand. Thank you. What?
Vishal, how was it growing up in a family that is synonymous with one of the best business families in the city? As in, the name Tibrewala itself talks about that it's a very, very old business family in the city. How did it feel growing up in a family like that?
So, Anand, growing up, we were in a joint family with my father and his brothers and everyone. So it was, in a traditional Marwadi
Yeah.
business family setup. It was always, the talk was always around business and, what was happening on their day-to-day life in business. So it was nice. I mean, early on in my childhood, I could see the success of my family, my parents, my father, and in his business, and listening to them on the dining table, talking about business, talking about money. It influenced me a lot at that early age. Even while I was going to school, I would always listen to about the happenings on day-to-day business stories around the dinner table.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that was my life growing up in that household.
So it's interesting, right? Because when your family got into business, capacitors wasn't the initial choice of business. Where you started off to where you are today are 2 different stories. You want to talk to us a little bit around what your initial business was?
Yes, okay. So my father was the managing director of Ketan Fans.
Yeah.
So this business had started in 1975 itself in Hyderabad. It was a joint venture between the Ketan family and our family. The capacitor business was itself started in 1985 as a support to fan business.
Right.
Technically, capacitor was the most was a product which would give the maximum trouble in a fan.
Yes.
So the business was started in 1985 to support the pan industry, but slowly it pivoted to other branches of capacitors. There we agriculture, there are air conditioning, there's cooler industry. There,
But was that a conscious decision? Was that a conscious choice?
as and when they kept getting success in the capacitor business, in the fan business,
Right.
and they started exploring more and more options in the other areas as well.
Right.
So when they started getting success, then yes, obviously it became a fortune.
So what happened to the fans business? Right. Is it still there today?
Till 99, my father was a part of the family.
Right.
99, and after that, we went as it is.
Right. Right. But then a lot of business that you built around capacitors after that got you to where you are today.
Yes.
It's interesting to see how a small decision that was taken to fulfill a need that you had in your business gave birth to something that is one of the best in the country today. And growing up, I'm sure, like you rightly said, the conversations around business at dinner tables, conversation of business in your family, all that would have played a huge role in you shaping up to be the person that you are today.
Yes.
Was there ever a thought that Vishal will be doing something else apart from this business, or was it always that he will always be part of this business and you will always get into the family business?
I mean, if you look at it at that point, in 90s when I was growing up, I would always imagine myself being a part of my father's business.
Right,
Options outside were probably very limited at that.
right.
If you look at today, in
Yeah, there's a lot more.
there's a lot more.
Right,
The world is much more evolved. That time, there was a very limited opportunity available outside your own scope.
right.
Software was coming up, pharma was coming up. They were all new age businesses about which we did not have knowledge probably.
Right.
We as such.
What about pressures? Were there pressure? Was there ever pressure on you when you were getting into this family business?
I think probably I myself was ready to enter this business right when while I was growing up.
Vishal, I know that your father had a huge influence on you growing up, and also the clarity that he had when he started this business. Uh, it is a very technically strong business, as in you need to have a certain understanding of what you're doing with the product. You want to talk about a little bit around how your father shaped the company and a little bit about him?
Yeah. So my father has been a strong technocrat. By education itself, those days he did BSc in physics. So he's always been very interested in the technology part,
Right.
and in any design development of the product,
Yeah.
he has contributed immensely towards the innovation of the company. When we started the company, the capacitor business, when he started the capacitor business, it was primarily developing fan capacitors.
Yes.
As and when he saw opportunities in other areas, like motor capacitors or for air conditioning, for coolers, for other areas, there was new, fresh technological developments required.
Right.
In early 90s, a lot of raw materials were being imported as
Yeah.
in those days, imports were not easy, from what I heard from my father. So 1993 was a very big pivot in the capacitor business itself.
Mm.
He had gone to Europe, more specifically Italy, which was the hub of capacitor business at that point on.
Interesting.
He met a couple of companies over there, bought some machineries, took a huge risk, made a big investment by buying some technologically advanced machines. We backward integrated from capacitors to one of the major raw materials called metallizing.
Yeah.
If metallizing was not an easy job at that point.
Yeah.
No,
There was nobody else doing it at that time. Correct. Yeah.
so at that point, that was a huge risk, and he took it.
Yeah.
He was successfully he was successful in developing that technology, and that helped pivot the capacitor business.
Absolutely.
So I always looked up to him, learned from him. When I joined the business in 2001, it was like a yearly twice routine for my father to travel to Europe, meet all types of capacitor industry,
Yeah. Understand what's happening in the market. Yeah.
new technology,
Yeah.
what kind of machineries are there. He got in touch with a lot of people who were there in capacitor business.
Yeah.
At very early stage, at the beginning of my career,
Yeah.
I got to travel with him
Yeah.
and see what was happening in the industry, and I learned immensely from him.
We were talking a bit earlier, and then you had mentioned how being the owner's son, you didn't start off as somebody who's high up. I think he put you through the grind also. You started off as in operations.
In operation.
Yeah.
In spite of being owner's son, my father would make sure that I would spend 2 to 3 hours every day on the shop
Yeah.
in the factory.
Yeah.
I was not even given a table for the first 2 years of my career.
Yeah.
He said, you have to be on the shop
Yeah.
to learn the ropes because he himself is a techno.
Yeah.
So he wanted us to learn the technology of the product, capacitor being a highly technical product.
Yeah.
So, yes, we did that. I did that, and traveling to Europe along with him
Yeah. Would have been.
made me learn and try to come and implement those things on the shop floor. Of course, I would take his advice for everything.
Yeah.
And but he was always hands down involved in the technology part, and his understanding of complex technical matters would be very quick. That helped a lot.
Your entire journey for the last 20 plus years, it's been about 25 years that you've been with the company. And there have been stages, there have been occasions where your business kept changing, kept evolving. When the business was founded, it was something else. And then when the children came into the business, then it took a different turn. But I think the most interesting thing about the company was when you actually started exporting. That changed the entire face of the business.
So again, like I told you about the metal,
Yeah.
which was started in 93. By 2004, 2005, we started doing pretty well in the speed as well. We started selling metallized film to other capacitor manufacturers in India as well. So that's when in 2004, we got an opportunity to work with GE USA.
Not everyone. I know for a fact that GE does not work that easily with companies. But then for you to crack something like that is absolutely phenomenal. I think it talks a lot about the credibility that you have as a company.
And that was a very interesting phase, where we worked for 6 months just to get approval.
Yeah.
And there was a team which was in India as well. They were regular visits from American team.
Yeah.
And that opened up a lot of opportunities for us with other companies in America.
Yeah.
Just by cracking open GE business,
Yeah.
within the next 6 months, we could crack open 4 more companies.
Yeah.
Because that gives you the pedigree and the name.
Yeah. The credibility is established when someone like a GE is
Gives you a lot of confidence in your own business as well.
right.
And then 2004, 5, 6, 7, 8, we started doing a lot of exports.
Right.
A lot of export business opened up. Then there was financial,
Recession.
2009 financial crisis.
Yeah.
There were a lot of problems in GE America.
Yeah.
That company was sold off to some other company. But we got an opportunity to do businesses with many other companies. And that opened up the business. Then we started exporting to Europe itself, from where we would import capacitor technology.
Yeah.
During that time, I also got to visit China many times.
Right.
China was just opening up,
Right.
2005, 2006. And I've seen that interesting phase of China as well, which probably I do not know in my personal space how many people have seen.
No, I'm sure because you relate to China being the king of capacitor production and manufacturing, anything around manufacturing. But what I would love to know is locally, you're already a hero in terms of the credibility of the company, in terms of what you can deliver. But once you got an export order, was there scaling up that had to happen? And I'm sure it had to happen at a very, very fast pace. How did you manage that?
We were a cash-rich company.
Right.
We were able to scale up. We started expanding. We opened up a new factory near the hardware park near the airport, Hyderabad airport.
Right.
We got a new land, and we did a tie-up with an American company as well
Right.
for manufacturing capacitors for them.
Right.
So we did that business as well. And so we scaled up very fast in those 5, 6, 7 years.
Right.
The turnover kept on growing, the sales kept on growing.
Right.
And
Did the team grow?
the team grew as well. The sales team and the manufacturing team, and today the team is at its highest level now.
Right.
We are still a single product company, and now we are looking at how to pivot other areas.
But that's fantastic. As in, a lot of people would want to add 2 or 3 products to the pipeline to make sure that the pipeline is full. But then if it's a single product company, and then if you're able to hit those kind of numbers and still maintain that kind of credibility, I think it's a huge, huge win. Which brings me to the next question, which is the think tank, which is the core group. Has that changed over the years?
No, I mean, it's been by father, me, and my.
Right.
Of course, we have added a CEO and the chief of operations and some senior people in the sales and marketing
Right.
who contribute to the think tank.
Right.
But so far, its primary strategic growth has been decided by the three of us.
Wonderful. You come in and you're heading the marketing angle right now. And there have been wins for you that you're very proud of. Do you want to talk about 1 or 2 wins that was very interesting for you?
Yeah, the first one we already spoke about was the Geo.
Yeah.
Keyword that gave us a lot of confidence. That opened up the company to international markets.
Yeah.
We never imagined before that we could even get into an export business, right?
Right.
So, by working with Chief during those years, that gave us a lot of scope. Then we also started exporting to Europe and Middle East, and now we are doing huge business in Turkey.
Very interesting.
In Turkey, we are selling the product not as a white label, but in our own brand. And we have our own distributor and our own sales team over there.
Fantastic.
So that is a future plane that we are looking at, becoming a global company where we sell products, we distribute products in our own brand,
Yeah.
create the market for us.
And are you doing that locally as well?
Yes.
Okay. So you have your own product locally as well?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
The product is sold in our brand, so there are 2 types of markets. One is the OEM.
Right.
The product is used as a
Component. Yeah. Yeah.
and then there is a aftermarket spares market, aftermarket replacement
Yeah.
market. That is a market that we control.
Yeah.
Okay, and that gives us a lot of strength.
Yes.
And we have a lot of dealers, distributors, sales team, which is a huge market. It is many people do not realize the strength of a replacement market where you control your brand, you control your pricing, you control your product image.
Yeah.
In that OEM market, many things are not under your control.
Correct. Yeah.
But when you are working with your own brand pedigree, things are under your control.
That's very interesting. So if there was somebody else who was going to start off in this space, you think there is a future for them?
So if you look at our products, it is evolving as well.
Correct.
Every product has a life cycle, so it is evolving. The evolution now in our product is happening more in the solar space. There is a scope with EV as well, where capacitors can be used in electrical way.
Are you pursuing any of these? Wonderful. Okay.
We are pursuing locomotives and solar space as well.
Right.
The windmill sector. It is a tough sector.
Yeah.
The entry barriers are huge. But we, having more than 40 years experience in this business, and with the technology that we have developed over the years,
Right.
confident that we can enter into this space. The canvas is also bigger, the size of the market is bigger. So for anyone else, anyone else wanting to enter into a business, they need to focus on the new technology that is coming.
Right.
not in the old business that we have been. That
Right.
is already a crowded.
That is already crowded.
It is already a crowded space. Maybe in the new energy business on the whole, the clean energy that is coming up, this space is going to blow up, and it is going to be a huge market. So you need not restrict yourself to just capacitor cup.
Right.
So if you enter into a new energy space, you can expand your scope, and the market opportunity itself is going to be huge.
Right. The next gen, is it getting ready in your house?
Yes. The next gen is getting ready. My son is in college already.
Right.
My brother's son is also at college. So probably next 3, 4, 5 years, how things are going to shape up, I do not know as of now. But yeah, the way I look at it is, we spoke about it in the beginning.
Yeah.
When I was growing up, the opportunity.
Limited. So that's what I was trying to get at, because the mindset is very different, right? Because when you grow up, Hyderabad in a way still is quite small, as in people are known, family names are known, and with a family name like yours, there is a certain expectation in terms of what that person will be doing. While we didn't have much of an option or a choice growing up, our children definitely have a lot more exposure. So what is your take on, or rather, do you think they will be part of the business? They will come into business, or you're okay even if they are not part of the business?
So if you take my take, I'm okay if they don't want to be a part of this business.
Yeah.
The business is now well settled. There is a lot of automation which has happened.
Right.
There are a lot of processes which are already set. So professionals are able to run the business.
Right.
So in the new gen comes in, like I spoke about, the canvas is becoming big.
Yeah.
The
There are a lot of opportunities with, yeah.
energy. So if the new gen wants to explore something in that,
Okay.
we will support them. Probably invest a lot with them, but of course we need to guide them once.
Right. Right. So what does Vishal do when he wants to take a day off?
Spend time with the family, go out,
Do you travel? Do you travel a lot?
travel, yeah, for holidays.
Yeah.
If there is a day of once, if when the travel revolves around the children's holidays.
Correct. Yeah.
So whenever we get the opportunity, travel a lot,
Yeah.
go to different cities. I like seeing different areas.
Do you manage to switch off from work when you travel, or do you usually do some work along with?
No, I do not work when I travel.
Wonderful.
I switch off from work as much as possible.
Right.
Everyone in my office knows that I travel.
Right.
They need not disturb me. Right. So there is a lot of automation and professionalism which has come into the company. So the work can easily get transferred to anyone when apply.
Vishal, it's interesting that you have this perspective towards how your company is growing. And as somebody who is in charge of marketing and who's in charge of the direction in which your company wants to grow revenue-wise, you have that clarity. I want to take a bigger step here, a bigger view of the entire thing. And then I want to ask you about what is happening with India generally. Where is India going? Manufacturing still remains one of the strongest points for our economy. And what is your thought about India in this space?
So Anand, India is growing phenomenally. There is no doubt about it. India has a tremendous future with the government. The government in the last 10 years in general has a great vision. They have set up a great profile. In fact, successive governments, not just 10 years, whether it's been since 1991, since the liberalization era started,
Yeah.
India has seen a great growth phase, and the future of India is good. So for any new business to come up, any new entrepreneur to come up, there is so much opportunity today in India. You just need to be able to recognize that opportunity
Yeah.
and work towards it.
Yeah.
Whether you work for it for 2 years, 3 years, see whether you're successful or not, and then you can keep scaling up.
Yeah.
So the opportunity of scaling up compared to what it was in
You probably had in,
yeah, in 90s is much more. And there is always a new thing, a new opportunity which keeps coming up every day that the more you interact with people, you realize there's so much opportunity.
No, that's a very clear-cut message to any new entrepreneur who wants to start up. As in, we believe in talking to people and meeting people and identifying potential mentors, identifying people who can give you some idea about the industry. And that's a very clear message that you gave in terms of how people should be reaching out and then talking to.
Correct. And I think that is what CC is about as well, right?
Right.
You are
Yeah.
connecting with various people around, and you have a global platform as well with
Right.
CC. You're connecting with people, and you learn about what is happening around the world
Yeah.
and how you can implement that in your business.
Brilliant. I have one final question. If Vishal wasn't doing this business, what business would he be doing? Or did you ever think about doing any other business?
Anand, I have been a part of this business since my childhood, I would say, since even before I joined the business, because I've been a part of the dinner table conversations of this business. So I've always dreamt of this business. I've always thought of this business. So for me, I've never thought of anything else other than this business.
Brilliant. Just like the company, one product, and you've been true to it.
Yeah.
I wish you and everyone associated with the company immense success and for the generations to come. And thank you so much, Vishal, for doing this.
Thank you.
It's an
Thank
absolute
you.
pleasure.
Thank you, Anand. It was a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.